Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Brett Miller with you once again from Metal Guitar Academy. So I want to show you a real cool, I think it's a lot of fun, challenging but fun, helpful way to practice getting to know your notes a lot better on the fretboard. Now, this video does assume that you know at least how to find your notes. Now, there's a lot of material on Metal Guitar Academy that helps you do that. It's pretty easy. But I don't want to make this exhaustive about actually going through and half steps and whole steps and all that. Okay, so this is going to be helpful for you if you can at least find where the notes are on your fretboard. But this is for the guitar student, as the vast majority, probably you, who just really still feels like this is just no man's land all over the neck here. Okay? Now, it's so important to know your notes because that's what makes your phrase, one out of many things that makes your phrasing better, but it's a big one. Okay, rhythmic interest, in my opinion, is the most important thing. However, knowing your notes is going to make you a lot more creative. And this exercise we're going to do today is designed to get you out of just feeling like you're, just doing the same kind of licks from scale patterns that everybody else does. Okay, so here we go. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be restricting ourselves to only using the ring finger and the pinky, which is a challenge unto itself. But we're doing this because that will almost by default get you out of things you might do, patterns and things like this that you might be getting bored with. All right, so patterns are great, not knocking patterns, but it's one tool out of many tools that should be in your toolbox when it comes to sounding how you want to sound. Okay, so we're going to be playing the notes in E minor scale: E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, D, E. Okay, I have a backing track here from Elevated Jam Tracks. I like that channel a lot, so go check him out. That's what I like to use a lot of times with an E minor jam track. Okay, so it's going to be a little something like this. Then we'll maybe break it down, but just to demonstrate. I'm going to give you a practical way to do this. I'm just going whole hog and kind of doing all the notes, okay? But
iPhone 13.
Only so just as an example, now again, I'm kind of letting myself play all over the place doing any of those 7 notes. Now, that's probably a little bit much if you're first starting to do this or if you still feel very fuzzy about where the notes are. So here's what I'd encourage you to do, and then we'll try it. Pick 2 to 3 notes out of that E minor scale. So let's say we're going to do, we'll do E, and let's say we're going to do B, and we'll do F sharp. So E, B, F sharp. What you want to do is almost approach this like you're calling your pool shots, okay? So you don't want to have any pressure to go fast with this, okay? This is, again, designed to be kind of fun. You'll surprise yourself. You might come up with some cool little phrases here. But you want to be not moving into the note that you want to go to next until you're 100% sure that that's one of those 3 notes. Okay, so no cheating because you're only cheating yourself, right? So let's say we're going to do that. Okay, I'm going to go kind of slow here. So I'm going to say to myself, okay, I'm going to start with an E. Oh, here's one. Where is a B? Oh, here's one up here. Another E. F sharp. Another F sharp. So you're looking for it first. You can still try and be musical with your rhythms, but you want to stay with the note until you're 100% sure that you found another one. All F sharps. If you allow yourself to do all 6 strings, you can actually have like one note, and it forces you to try to be musical with it, with your phrasing in terms of making an interesting rhythm, throwing in pauses, that kind of thing. Still just doing 3 notes here. B, look around, take your time. If you got in your head go G, A, B, that's the best way to do it. So take that time. Oh, here's my B. Maybe pick 3 in advance. Again, call your shots like you're playing pool. Here's this B, here's this F sharp, here's that E. Oh, let's do something with that. Okay. Oh, I cheated. I used my middle. So you can do this with as many notes or as few notes as you're comfortable with. Now let's say that you're just going to, again, go whole hog here and you're going to do all 7. Well, that is a really good opportunity at that point for some phrasing practice. That's really what's going to start getting you out of kind of just playing your stock sort of licks that you might use with your pentatonic or your 3-note per string. Again, nothing wrong with those, but we want to be able to just oops. There you go. Just move more, right? Be a bit more fluid. Doesn't have to be fast. But the fluidity really comes not from patterns. There's a big misconception, I think, with guitar players. When you see someone maybe moving, just going to do a lot of movement here. I just try to move around a lot. I'm not thinking about scale patterns at all. It's like someone's doing that. It's not like they're in their head thinking, oh, I'm going to play this note for like a quarter of a second. So where is it within this big finger pattern? That no, that's ridiculous. That's actually just ridiculous on its face. Okay? And then, yeah, I'm going to jump down here and play this note for like a quarter of a second. Oh, so let me think of this gigantic finger pattern and where it, no. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't work that way. And when people approach that style of playing by trying to fit, by coming at it with that mindset, it's like putting a square peg into a round hole. You're trying to do something that's just not really going to work very, very well. The scale patterns are very good if you want to do a lick that is conducive to it. If I have, you know, that's very nice. Yeah, stuff like that, tailor-made for these nice finger patterns, so I'm not anti-pattern whatsoever. But if that's all you use, that's where you can start to feel like you're a bit restricted here. So back to this. You can do this with any scale you want. I'm just using E minor as an example. But you have to be patient. Call your shots like you're playing pool. Don't let yourself get away with moving until you're pretty confident which note you're going for. Okay. Also, this does not mean that you have to predict the sound in your head. Okay. If I'm moving around a lot like that intentionally, part of the fun is I don't know exactly how it's going to sound. What I do know is I'm kind of hitting the, let's call it quote unquote safe note, as long as I'm going to land on one of those 7 notes in the scale. Okay. So do a little bit more. I'm just going to play around again. Only trying to land on those particular notes. I'm going to back this up a little bit. A, B, E, D, B, A, B. I'll shut up now because that's probably pretty annoying. He throws a C sharp on that chord, that's why it sounds a little weird. Just trying to be a little creative as to where I'm putting my fingers here. Does it have to be these two? No. You could do like first and pinky, whatever, but this is really going to break you out of those scale patterns. Okay, so that's enough. I think you get the gist of it, but I'd encourage you to try that. Take your time with it. There's no right or wrong. If you're going to hit a bunch of bad notes, I mean, I promise you, you will, as you first start to do this. Just try to have some fun with it. Often, again, more strings you're going to use less notes. At first, more strings, more notes, less strings, until you start to feel more confident. Okay, but it's about having fun. Practice that. I think you'll find that it really starts to open some things up for you. So there you go. metalguitaracademy.com, and of course, view the description. Leave some comments if you have good things to say, bad things to say, whatever. But hopefully that's helpful, and I'll see you guys soon.